What really makes a student in India pick one university over hundreds of others? It's a massive decision, one that pretty much shapes your career, your life, but the reasons behind it, they're way more complex than you might think. Today, we're cracking that code.
Okay, so let's get right into it. We all have our assumptions, right? It's got to be about getting into the highest ranked school, or maybe the one with the best job prospects, or maybe it's just about what's affordable. But what if the biggest factor was something else entirely?
Well, it turns out it is. The latest data reveals a pretty surprising answer. A groundbreaking study found the real key to understanding student choice, and by extension, campus diversity, is all about the university's funding source. Who's paying the bills? And honestly, that changes how we need to look at the whole system. But hang on, before we dive into all the different funding models, let's back up a step. Why does diversity even matter in the first place? I mean, why is getting a mix of students from all different backgrounds such a big deal for universities? Well, it's because diversity is basically a superpower. As the researchers put it, when you bring people together with totally different life experiences and points of view, you create this incredible hotbed for new ideas, for better problem solving, and for the kind of innovation that really moves us forward. And look, this isn't just some nice academic theory. It is a major national priority. India's whole national education policy of 2020 is built around this goal, creating a more inclusive, more equitable higher education system. So figuring out what actually drives student choice is absolutely crucial to making that vision a reality. Okay, so if we're going to crack this code, we need to understand the players on the field. The study breaks down India's universities into three really distinct categories, all based on who, well, foots the bill. So first up, you've got the specialists. These are the central government-funded institutions, or CGFIs. Think of them as the places known for really unique, high-level programs. Then you have the regional anchors, the state government-funded institutions, or SGFIs. Their main focus is serving their local communities. And finally, you've got the career launchers. These are the self-financed institutions, or SFIs. For them, it is all about job placement and what the market wants. Each one has a completely different playbook. All right, so what's the strategy for the specialists? What is it that draws a diverse, nationwide student body to these big, centrally funded universities? Well, the answer is right there in the data. Just take a look at this breakdown. The analysis from the study showed that geographical location is the single biggest factor, accounting for 23% of the decision. And right behind that are the unique courses they offer. So here's the bottom line. If you're a CGFI, students are coming to you because you're offering something they literally can't get anywhere else. It doesn't matter if it's a world-class nuclear engineering program or a top-tier social sciences institute in a major city. It is all about that specialization. Okay, next up, the regional anchors. State-funded universities tell a completely different story. And it's really not about attracting students from all over the country. Get a load of this number. It's kind of staggering. At a typical state-funded university, only 6% of the students are from out of state. Let that sink in. That means a whopping 94% of the student body is local. Their focus is clearly and deeply internal. But this is where their true mission just shines through. While it might have low geographic diversity, these state institutions are the undisputed leaders in providing access to economically and socially disadvantaged students. And a big reason for that is state-level reservation policies. They're absolute engines of social inclusivity for their region. And that brings us to our final player on the board, the career launchers. So what's the code for these self-financed private institutions? Well, their strategy might just be the most straightforward of all. For SFIs, it's all about two things: reputation and results. The students choosing these universities are laser-focused on that institutional ranking and, maybe even more importantly, the promise of a great job right after graduation. And the data here is just incredibly clear. I mean, a correlation of 0.90, that is almost a perfect one-to-one relationship. To put it simply, the better a university's job placement record is, the more diverse a student body it's going to attract. It's a very clear return on investment calculation for these students. So, we've cracked the code for each type of university. We see what makes them tick. But what's the big picture here? Why does knowing all this actually matter for students, for parents, and especially for policymakers? Let's just boil it all down with a quick cheat sheet. For the central funded specialists, it's about those unique courses in location.
For the state-funded regional anchors, the whole mission is local access and social inclusion. And for the self-financed career launchers, it all comes down to rankings and jobs. 3 totally different models, 3 totally different paths to diversity.
And here is the most crucial takeaway of all. There is no one-size-fits-all solution here. If we really want to achieve the goals of the national education policy, we can't treat all universities the same. The policies have to be tailored to each type's unique strengths and student base, whether that's by funding specialized centers of excellence, strengthening regional access, or incentivizing better job placement programs. And that leaves us with one final fascinating question to think about. We've decoded the system as it stands today. But, as India's economy keeps evolving and educational priorities change, will these playbooks even hold up? Or will a totally new code emerge for the next generation of students? That's something for all of us to watch.